Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for your support of Indie Agency News. And let's meet an indie agency. We're heading down to Jacksonville. Bortles! All right. I will ask you about the good place here in a second. The Bortles reference. We've got Jennifer. We got Robert. We got Peter from St. John. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Doug. How's it going?
Good. So let's start with the top line. Tell me about the agency, when it was founded, and tell us about Jacksonville, because when we look at independent agencies around the country, yes, and some of the quote, and I'm saying quote, smaller cities, I'm in one, Portland, there are a lot of independent agencies, but talk a little bit about when the agency was founded and the vibe in Jacksonville.
Yeah, so I'll start. St. John was founded, this is our 40th year, founded in 1984.
Wow.
Headquartered in Jacksonville. We've always been in Jacksonville. Our founder, Dan St. John, wanted to have an agency here that, competed on a regional and national level. And that's something he's done and we've done. And Jacksonville's a cool place. I'm, native to the area. So, Peter obviously has a much different perspective, having been, in New York, but it's a growing town like everywhere else in Florida right now. So it's a great place.
What I love is
it's really dreary today, and
well, that's okay.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, because that's really our view. We have an incredible view.
Well, we call that sunshine in Oregon, so you're
sorry. Fine. Well, that probably is true.
Right. No, and here's what I love, and Jennifer, I'd love you to weigh in on this one. It's so funny. You find out the name of the agency, and then you find out it's somebody it's the same with Broadhead. The founder of it is Broadhead. So you think, oh, that's probably not a name. But I love St. John is just it's a powerful thing. You think, because there is an agency in Toronto that shares a similar name. But I love it. I mean, I have to think that has a lot of weight. It just feels like this is a serious business, but it also feels really accessible too.
I think, I think from Jacksonville's perspective, it really feels like, gosh, we must own everything here in Jacksonville, because every street that you turn on is a St. John or a St. John company. And when I go to a lot of events with brands versus just agencies, they always say, you must be with St. John, meaning the knit company, the clothing.
Oh, okay, right.
Clothing. And I would love to have that brand actually, but I don't have that brand, and we're not with them. But we do have very stylish people here, I will say that. So St. John, at one point we shortened it to SJP, and our URL is still sjp.com. So there's some shortcuts you can take to St. John. But our founder, he's an incredible man, has years in advertising, and still works with us sometimes. And so it's a great, I think, tribute to him.
Yeah, and I think it rolls off the tongue better than Harmon, Taylor, and Herbst. That sounds like a law firm.
I would never add my name to anything, Doug.
No, I know. Fair point.
Hey, but Doug, I love that you started with my name. That's great.
Well,
we might want to reconsider this, guys. I like it.
Well, I just, it's like when you think of a firm, you have to think how it sounds cadence wise. So Harmon, Taylor, and Herbst, right? So yeah, no, it
sounds like an attorney.
I know, exactly. Florida bar. Peter, I want to go over to you now, and then we'll kick over to Jennifer and Robert here as well. What would you say the agency is best known for? And you're looking at this through the creative lens.
Oh, well, it's tough because we've always been focused on retail, and we have an incredible experience with that, for the last 40 years. Since I've been here, which has been 10 years, we have built up quite an amazing production arm. And that's been incredible. We have an in-house production company. Last year, I think the total for actual pieces of video shipped, and these aren't all original commercials, but a lot of them are. We had over 1,700 pieces shipped. 1,500. Yeah, no, I know. It's an incredible, it's a staggering amount. But it's because we're small and nimble and can work with our in-house production company that we can push out these kind of numbers. We have one of our clients just wholeheartedly believes in advertising.
Love
And
that.
during March will be their anniversary sale, and we'll probably release about 120 spots just this coming month. So, yeah, I mean, that's creatively, that's what I feel like we're known for.
I only say that because I was in radio for a long time, and production was one of my roles that I had, and so I can empathize and sympathize with it for sure. That stack of production orders on a Friday, I have memories and horror stories at the same time. Jennifer and Robert, I want to continue this. So in your mind as well, I think Peter set up a really nice bit of thinking in terms of the creative output and production. But what would you say the agency is best known for? And then I want to add to that, what would you say are the top 3 core strengths? Because agencies do a lot of great things, but I think we like to winnow it down to 3 because, you know, there are things that tend to rise up to the top.
Yeah. So as Peter said, you know, we've always been in retail. I think part of the reason for that is we've always been an agency focused on measurable results in highly competitive categories. So the team, the ethos here is focused on that kind of, you know, next day productive, how we move the needle today, tomorrow, the next week, next quarter. And so that's been kind of, I'd say, kind of core to our strength in what we're kind of best known for. We've worked with a lot of different clients across a lot of different categories who kind of fit that assignment. But the kind of, I'm going to break it a little bit and go 4.
That's fine.
The 4 challenges, I think, you know, every client situation is unique, but ours kind of tend to fit in one of 4 buckets. One is mature brands looking for, you know, new relevance with either new products, new audiences, new channels. Challenger brands is something we've been known for, helping the number 2, 3, 4 competitor compete, you know, against, you know, higher spending, better branded giants. Brands who need to generate momentum quickly, whether that's, you know, a startup brand or a brand that needs to pivot. We're really good at kind of building early wins, proving out concepts, and then scaling that growth. And then last are franchise and co-ops, you know, brands.
Oh, right.
They kind of fit the retail model, knowing how to get, you know, various stakeholders to, you know, all move forward with one voice and kind of drive growth all the way down to the store level.
Right. The co-op thing, again, going back to the radio days, boy, do I remember car dealer ads.
Oh yeah.
Boy, can I rip a VIN number.
Yeah, we worked on the tier 2 automotive business for 27 years. So yeah,
I was tier 3. I was looking at you guys going, ooh, look at that, tier 2. Must be fun. One at this price. I'll send you a little fun campaign I did years ago about I do voiceover work, and I'd done a campaign where I was reading those disclaimers very slowly. So I'll send that over to everybody. I think you'll get the joke. But what is no joke is that you are working with a lot of great brands. So Jennifer, I want to start with you. What's the main reason a brand should work with St. John in your mind?
I mean, I think we've kind of leaned a little bit into that conversation. I mean, we are known for growth. Anything we've worked on, we've kept it for years. We get in very quickly. We understand their issues. We listen. I mean, I would say that's one of our biggest successes is that we sit at a table, we bring senior people in, we bring junior people in, we get around the table, we talk a lot about what their brand is facing, their challenges and their barriers. You know, brands always know what their issues are. They just don't know how to solve them. And so I think we're really good solution providers. We are determined growth deliverers, I will say, in every brand. You know, we took Zaxby's, we started it with 110 stores, and we grew a whole system for them.
Oh, wow.
So they were over 900, stores, and they sold for $2 billion to Goldman Sachs. We really feel like growth is just a part of, if we're not growing the brand, we're not successfully growing the brand, then we are not being successful. So we do a lot of data dives. We become what that that client needs. You know, we have some very sophisticated brands. They run their own data. They know what they need to do. But we also have a lot of brands that don't have the bandwidth to do that. And, you know, marketers have to know their data. So we can find the brand story in that data. We can find the success stories in the data. We can also find where the issues are.
Right.
And so I think we're solution providers. I think that's one of the biggest things that we're known for.
Right.
What our clients that have been with us for years would say.
Well, and
I'd like. Oh, sorry.
I was going to dive in because I wanted your opinion on this.
Yeah, no. I think one of the things that matters most to us is I ask my team to never practice arm's length creative. It's personal for my team, and just like it's personal for our clients. You know, their business. We really instill that, like, you know, treat your client's business as if it's your business.
Right.
Someone when I was young, I don't know when or where this was, but somebody made it really, really easy for me, and it kind of re-racked my brain when I was a much younger creative just starting out. And they said, you know, this is easy. Your only job is to get your immediate client their next razor bonus. Yeah. That's it.
Right.
But, like, you can be creative as you want. You can, you know, be ingenious as much as you want. You can do anything you want, but you have to ask yourself, is this serving you or is this serving them?
Right.
And that's just made it easy for me to figure out what that, you know, true north is.
No, and that's true. And I think that there's varying flavors of creativity, right? And there's what I like to call workhorse creative. And I did that. That was part and parcel of a lot of what I did in Act One of my career, right? But then there were those moments where you were able to snap into an area where you were balancing both, where you were satisfied creatively, but it did work. And that's the thing. And I think that's one of those issues that I think is misunderstood about performance versus branding versus creative, is you don't have to sacrifice. It's a different form. It could be a different form factor. You never have to sacrifice that. And when it all comes together, everybody wins.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's finding those right moments to have all three of those cogs line up and sync, and then you're rolling, then you're flying. Everyone's happy. Yeah.
Yep. Let's move over to talent. Why should talent be putting the agency on their list? That's a jump ball. Who wants it? Oh, Peter, you were starting. I'm gonna kick it over to you. Now it's a game show. It was over to you. Go.
It was I believe an agency should be the perfect case study for meritocracy. You work hard, you should get an opportunity. You know, you show value, you will be valued. You need to be valued.
Right.
You show leadership, you'll immediately gain the trust to get onto a bigger assignment and possibly lead that assignment. I don't think there's I think that a good idea can come from just about anywhere, and it's up for some of the senior staff to help kind of encourage the younger staff and get them up and running. There's nothing more exciting for me than taking a junior art director out to LA for their first shoot.
Yeah, it's fun.
Watching that wide-eyed, like,
right.
I did this, and I'm like, I wish yes, you did this.
Right.
So that's great.
No, and that's nice. But I also, what's great is that pops the top off of, this is the job. Yeah. You may work with famous people, you may go on exotic shoots, but it's hard work and it's part of the job. But it is nice to have that initial moment. Jennifer and Robert, on your side, why should talent be considering the agency?
I mean, I agree with what you just said. I think, and here that's recognized. You know, there's something about being independent. You know, there's an entrepreneurial kind of spirit, and that's certainly in our culture. And so, you know, you work hard. Well, first, you're going to get an opportunity to make an impact day one. As Peter said, you work hard, you're going to be rewarded. They invest in talent here. They invest in people who are, you know, committed to helping grow not only our clients' business, but thereby grow the agency's business. So it's an extremely supportive environment to grow and be developed, you know, professionally and personally. You know, it's it's a little cliche, but they have some great friends here, and it's the culture of both personal and professional growth, I think, is why you should consider working at St. John.
Yeah. I don't think it's cliche. You spend so much time with people. It's always nice.
Yeah, it's too many late nights to not have fun.
Yeah, no, I know that well. Final question. This is a little bit of a thought exercise. And Jennifer, I'm going to make you go first.
Okay.
Whether they are a client or not, who is a marketer or a CMO that you want to say hi to?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, really ready to take on another restaurant. We've got Metro Diner and we love them and we are keeping them and we're growing them and that we love it. But I probably have to say I would love to talk to Tom Boland at Bojangles because it's bow time again. They need to grow. They need to get that incremental traffic in the door. They need to get new occasions and they need to get new audiences. And we know the South, and Tom's coming with a whole lot of really great experience in the Southern culture. And really, no matter where Bojangles opens, it needs to keep that culture and that story. So we'd love to work with them, talk with them, and help them grow that story.
Same store sales quarter after quarter. I know that one.
Well, I just want to add this because same store sales are critical, but because we've been raising our prices due to cost of goods, almost all brands have incremental same store sales, but they are dying for traffic, new occasions, new audiences. So that's really where the game right now for restaurants and retail is traffic.
I get that. Robert, while I have you here, your pick.
Selfishly, I'd love to do a project for Delta Airlines.
Okay.
Huge Av geek. Love the company, love the product.
You're just looking for more miles.
Totally, probably.
I wonder if you get extra status.
Funny.
Probably not. You probably get penalized.
Oh,
you probably say no more. So that's why it's a project. I want to keep,
Oh my God, that's so funny. All right, Peter, over to you.
All right. I think with Robert, it's selfishly. One of my first clients ever was I got to launch the Lincoln Navigator.
Oh, wow. The Navi.
Which dates me, but I was so excited.
Wait, hold on. That was 2002?
One.
Okay.
I know we did the creative. I know I flew around the country in 2001 doing the creative for the launch. But I remember that. I'm a bit of a gearhead, and I've gotten to work for Valvoline and done some of my best work, I feel. And we have a spark plug company, E3, but I would just love to get back into the retail scene with a Napa or an AutoZone or an O'Reilly's or Advanced and just do something more automotive.
Get at it. So fun fact, I was in hip hop for 5 years. And so when the Navigator came out, that was like, it was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. So here's my little bonus question. I'd yelled Bortles at the beginning. So here in Portland, we had Portlandia, if you remember that show. And then Jacksonville got its day in the spotlight with The Good Place and Jason Mendoza. So how did everyone vibe off of that? Because I thought it was a great storyline. I mean, kind of poking fun a little bit at Jacksonville and especially the Jags. Although Doug Peterson's, I don't want to turn this into NFL talk, but I'm an Eagles fan, so yes, I want the Jags to start winning because I love them. but I'm always curious when a city becomes part of the storyline. How was that received in Jacksonville?
That's a great question. I don't know that I heard a ton of talk about it personally, but for me, it's just one more thing to kind of prove how great Jacksonville is. Yeah. We know the story. And listen, we're all from Florida. We all know the Florida man stuff. You kind of have to embrace it. It makes, you can do small talk all day long at a cocktail party, Florida man. So, listen, Jacksonville's a great place. I'd encourage everyone to come down and see it and, help make it great.
And it is a cool city. I mean, that's the thing. It's like people are like, it's a cool city. And it's just like, it's unexpected because we used to winter over on the West Coast. So it would be Tampa, Sanibel, over on that side, Fort Myers. And then, but Jacksonville is just, I love where it's located. it just like feels like a place where all its own, and it has its own personality.
I mean, there's really almost not a street or a neighborhood that doesn't end in water, whether it's one of
Right.
the many rivers or if it's
Right.
the intercoastal or if it's the ocean. And it is incredibly beautiful. I go back and forth between here and South Carolina, and I just love it. I feel like a breath of just fresh air and relief when I walk off the plane.
Yeah.
Unless it's August. And then I feel
Well, yeah, there's a little
I
schwitzy.
feel that
Yeah.
there's like steam coming off me when
Yeah.
I walk off the plane. But that's the only month that's really bad.
Yeah, my hair gets exceedingly big when I get down to the
Mine
south.
gets very frizzy.
Yeah, it's Italian hair. Well, this is awesome. Thank you, Jennifer, Robert, and Peter. Thank you so much. Number one, for your support of Indie Agency News as members, and also for joining us today. And we wish you continued success moving forward.
Thanks, Doug.
Well,
Appreciate you
we're
having us.
excited to watch all of your podcasts. We're fans now.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much.